At 58, Pamela Anderson is not only the *X from Baywatch, but she is also a woman who has been through a lot. As a child, Pamela Anderson was sexually abused and had 6 failed marriages. What did she say about her terrible past and present? Watch the whole video to find out more about the story that hasn't been told. Pamela Anderson was born on July 1, 1967, in Ladymouth, a beautiful seaside town in British Columbia, Canada. She was born on Canada's 100th birthday, which is why people called her the centennial baby of the country. This name was both random and a sign of her amazing future. Growing up in a working-class family, her father Barry Anderson fixed furnaces and her mother Carol Anderson worked in restaurants. Pamela Anderson spent her childhood in a wild and peaceful natural setting. Life wasn't fancy, but she always enjoyed outdoor games, free running hours, and her own colorful fantasy world. But behind the bright exterior of the Centennial Girl was a darkness that no one knew about for many years. Pamela Anderson kept a terrible secret. As a child, she had been sexually abused several times. These traumatic events left her with deep psychological scars that changed how she saw the world and herself. It wasn't until 2014 that Anderson bravely spoke about her abuse in an emotional speech at a women's charity. Meeting of Pamela Anderson's life has been an amazing journey from a girl from the small Canadian town of Ladymouth to a global *X symbol and a critically acclaimed stage performer. Her career has been full of amazing twists and turns, but it also shows how strong she is and how she can reinvent herself in the Hollywood spotlight. Pamela's big break came when she unexpectedly appeared on TV in a Labatt's beer t-shirt at a Canadian Football League game in 1989. Her bright face, blonde hair, and curvy body stunned everyone in the room, and the picture quickly went viral and became a phenomenon. It was a fateful moment that launched her modeling career. Soon after, Pamela was asked to be on the cover of Playboy, which was one of the most important magazines at the time. In 1990, she was named Model of the Month, which was the first of many high-profile appearances that made her one of the 1990s beauty icons. Anderson has been on the cover of Playboy more times than any other model in the magazine's history, which is a record that is hard to beat. Playboy not only made Pamela famous, but it also helped her build the image of an S-bomb that followed her throughout her career, which was both a glory and a burden. However, she became famous all over the world in 1992 when she got the part of C.J. Parker on the hit TV show Baywatch. The show quickly became a pop culture phenomenon, and hundreds of millions of people watch it every week in more than 140 countries. Anderson's role as a hot lifeguard in a red swimsuit not only attracted fans but also shaped her image in the eyes of people around the world. The beach goddess icon became an important part of 1990s pop culture and was used in many shows, ads, and products. Pamela Anderson refused to be limited to a sexy image, even though she was famous for her role on Baywatch. She kept looking for work in action movies like Barbed Wire, 1996, reality TV, and guest roles on sitcoms, even though many of her roles weren't praised by critics. Pamela kept trying to become an actress, which showed that beneath her fiery face was a woman who always had to fight against bias. Anderson's second big break came in 2022, almost 30 years after Baywatch High. She decided to try her hand at Broadway in the musical Chicago, where she played Roxy Hart, a model-turned-assassin known as the Book Girl. Despite the doubts of many, Anderson gave a powerful, compelling, and authentic performance. Critics who had written her off as just a beauty icon were amazed by her stage presence, dancing skills, and subtle transformations. Many articles even called it one of the craziest Broadway comebacks of the last 10 years after her Broadway success. With the independent film The Last Showgirl 2024, Pamela Anderson showed even more of her producing skills. In the movie, she plays an old Las Vegas dancer who is trying to rebuild her life while feeling nostalgic and heartbroken. This deeply emotional role was a big step forward in Anderson's career, helping her move beyond the sex symbol image and become a full-fledged actress. Her nuanced and emotional performance earned her a Golden Globe nomination and a Screen Actors Guild (SAG) award for Best Actress, an honor that no one thought she could achieve when she first started working in the entertainment business 30 years ago. Even though Pamela Anderson's career was going great, her personal life was full of trouble and pain. Her most famous and infamous relationship started in 1995, when she was at the top of Hollywood's A-list. That year, she met Miley Cyrus's rebellious drummer Tommy Lee, and after just 4 days of dating, they shocked everyone by getting married on a beach in Mexico while Anderson wore a white bikini and Lee celebrated by tattooing her name on his ring finger. Their quick, intense courtship made their marriage one of the most talked-about marriages of the time. Soon after, the couple had 2 sons, Brandon Thomas Lee, born in 1996, and Dylan Jagger Lee, born in 1997. For a short time, it looked like Pamela had it all. Fame, a successful career, and a young family. But the bad side of the spotlight quickly became clear. Her relationship with Lee became more unstable, full of fights and violence. Everything fell apart when a private videotape of the two of them was stolen and posted online, causing one of the biggest scandals in pop culture history. Anderson later called it the worst invasion of privacy, and it made her the face of a society eager to consume sexual imagery without consent, even though she was trying to protect her family. Even though they weren't together anymore after their divorce in 1998, Pamela still loved Tommy Lee. She once said, "Tommy is the great love of my life even though we can't be together." Anderson started new relationships right away after her first marriage didn't work out. In 2006, she married singer Kid Rock, but the marriage only lasted a few months and ended in public shame. She then had 2 marriages to poker player Rick Salomon, the first in 2007 and the second in 2014. Another surprise for everyone when she married Hollywood producer John Peters in 2020, but the relationship only lasted 12 days. Soon after, she married her bodyguard Dan Hayhurst in a private ceremony on Vancouver Island, but that marriage also ended in 2022. It's clear that each of Pamela's marriages brought her new hope but ended in disappointment and regret. Even though she had been hurt many times, Pamela Anderson never gave up on love. She was the kind of woman who would fully commit to a relationship no matter what the risks were. But after all the hurt she had been through, she had to look back and choose a different path, the path of healing. Today, Pamela Anderson lives alone in the house she grew up in on Vancouver Island, surrounded by nature, trees, and the sea. After years of living in the spotlight and media attention, she has found peace in a simple life close to nature, growing vegetables, raising chickens, and meditating. In recent appearances, she has chosen to go makeup-free as a statement of freedom, authenticity, and self-acceptance in middle age. While Pamela Anderson's love life is full of ups and downs, it is also a journey of self-discovery, true love, and finally inner peace. Behind the sex icon's glamorous exterior is a woman who has been broken many times but still gets back up, loves again, lives again, and finally learns how to love herself.